If we want to solve San Diego's housing problem, we have to talk about density. But more importantly, we have to talk about how we add density. San Diego is growing, housing demand is growing, and whether people like it or not, density is coming. The real question is, can we add density without destroying neighborhood character and quality of life? In our experience, the answer is yes, if it's done intentionally. Today I want to walk you through how we plan and design what we call pocket communities. These are small-scale, high-quality infill projects that increase density while improving neighborhoods, not hurting them. Everything you'll hear today is based on over 15 years of experience designing, permitting, and building projects throughout the city of San Diego. We'll cover what the San Diego Municipal Code actually allows, how the ADU bonus programs work, and the 5 design ideals we use to make density livable, profitable, and respectful. Before you design anything, the first step is understanding what you're legally allowed to build. San Diego is unique. The city offers more flexibility for ADUs and small-scale density than almost anywhere else in California. But there's a catch. The municipal code is constantly changing. In fact, in August of 2025, the city completely rewrote and expanded the ADU regulations. So if you're working from outdated assumptions, you're already behind the 8 ball. One of the biggest changes is that ADUs are now regulated more by use rather than just base zoning. That means the same lot can allow very different outcomes depending on whether you're keeping an existing home, converting it, or building something entirely new. The takeaway here is simple. You cannot design an efficient project until you understand the code you're working with. Let's start with what most people think of first: by right ADUs. On single-family lots, if you have an existing or proposed single-family home that will remain, you can typically build one ADU within the house or an accessory structure, plus an additional attached or detached ADU. That alone can already double density on a lot without any bonus programs. You could also apply this to multifamily zone lots where there's an existing or proposed single-family dwelling unit. If you're converting a single-family home into a multiple dwelling unit structure or proposing a brand new multiple dwelling unit structure, you can add up to 2 detached ADUs. And if you already have an existing multifamily structure, up to 25% of the existing units can be added as ADUs inside non-livable space. Plus, up to 8 detached ADUs capped by the unit count that exists. This is where a lot of value already exists even before bonuses. But now let's talk about where things really get interesting. San Diego offers something most cities don't: the ADU Home Density Bonus Program, aka the ADU Bonus Program. This program allows you to build more ADUs than base zoning would normally allow, but only if you meet very specific requirements. And this is where projects either succeed or completely fall apart. Key factors include location, whether or not the lot is in the Sustainable Development Area, aka SDA, fire access and evacuation, affordable housing requirements. Here's the simplified version. If your property is inside the SDA, you can build 1 bonus ADU for every affordable ADU. Basically, the only cap here is going to be your floor area ratio of your base zone. If your property is outside the SDA, you're limited to 1 bonus ADU and 1 affordable ADU. Let me restate what I just said. Even if you're outside of the SDA zone, you can still leverage San Diego's ADU bonus program to build an additional 2 ADUs. There are also additional requirements. You've got floor area ratio limits to be concerned about, fire sprinklers for all bonus and affordable units that are part of that program, off-street parking if you're outside of transit areas, and landscape requirements. This program is incredibly powerful, but it's also one of the most misunderstood sections of the municipal code. If you're using the bonus program, you need to be precise. Guessing gets expensive. Once you're already deep into the density bonus program, there's another option many people overlook: the ADU bonus for accessible ADUs. And this is a brand new code section. If you're planning 2 affordable ADUs, the city allows you to replace an additional affordable unit with 1 fully accessible ADU. But this isn't quite easy. Accessible units require a compliant path of travel, accessible kitchens, bathrooms, and bedrooms, and comparable quality and amenities. On slope lots, this can be extremely challenging or even impossible. So the key lesson here is accessibility needs to be designed from day one not added later on. This is the most important part of the conversation. Density only works when design decisions support how people actually live. San Diego is known as the city of villages. Every neighborhood has its own character, and that matters. We design new buildings to be complementary in scale, materials, and roof forms, and distinct enough to respect old versus new construction. Matching doesn't mean copying, it means belonging. Street scale is how people experience neighborhoods. Whenever possible, we keep the existing street-facing home and place taller structures towards the alley. This approach reduces neighborhood impacts, avoids historic issues, and often works better financially. 2 stories are almost always acceptable in San Diego. Where you place them is what matters. Parking is one of the cheapest ways to increase rent, tenant satisfaction, and long-term value. Alley-loaded parking is the most efficient option by far. A 25-foot lot can fit 3 off-street parking spaces, and a 50-foot lot can fit 6. When alleys aren't available, driveway parking is still better than street parking. Parking isn't glamorous, but ignoring it is expensive. Even rear-loaded units need mail access, trash access, and guest access. Most people are going to approach the lot from the sidewalk, and clear walking paths are essential. If someone has to guess how to get to their unit, the design has already failed. I generally recommend connecting the sidewalk to any alley-facing units or parking. The goal of a pocket community isn't just density, it's livability. Amenities matter. Provide patios, shared gardens, dog areas that are fenced off, or shared workspaces. Sometimes the best decision is fewer units, better experience. That's how you keep tenants long-term. It's really a balancing act. These ideas aren't theoretical. For example, in our North Park project, we've doubled the density on a single-family lot. We've placed an ADU near the alley. We've preserved the existing craftsman character of the neighborhood and the existing home, and we've provided independent access and parking so that both tenants can have privacy from each other. On our Barrio Logan project, we have 6 off-street parking spaces, so every single unit has at least 1 off-street parking space, and we've provided shared gardens and a walkable layout. Lastly, in our South Park pocket community, we've designed 16 units. All of them have off-street parking. We've designed the units influenced from a bungalow court layout, and we've integrated the units with the adjacent canyon. This is how you use the ADU bonus program for good rather than evil. Each project follows the same 5 ideals, just applied differently. Density is inevitable. Bad design is not. Pocket communities give us a way to add housing, respect neighborhoods, and create places where people actually want to live. If you're planning a project in San Diego, or if you're just trying to understand what's possible on your lot, this is the framework we use every day. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, like, subscribe, and leave your questions below. And if you really want to build, get in touch with us. We'd love to help you with your project.